Mhm. Great day in the morning, or the evening, or the afternoon. Well, hell, whatever. Bring it
It's
to the
morning somewhere.
table. I know it's morning somewhere, just like it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So I hope somebody getting something right now. It ain't got to be a drink. But welcome to the next episode of Bring It to the Table. So look here, I'm gonna tell you something. It has been a week. It has
Man.
been a week, and somebody celebrated a birthday. Oh, all right. Go ahead and tell the parents what to do if they cheer it.
Well, to all of our senior citizens in cheering,
Not the senior citizen.
I got to start with the seniors first because I still be getting backlash from my mama. Well, my Christian friend listened to the show.
What?
Mama,
Not the Christian.
put them up. This show isn't for them. Children should be somewhere doing homework or watching the Never Ending Story. Do they still watch the Never Ending Story? Something. Put them
Wow.
up because we
Lord, I
have
got stuff
language
going
and
on.
issues to discuss that aren't fit for their ears. Okay?
I
Disclaimer.
tell you. I tell you. Disclaimer.
Cheers.
You know how when you get dressed real quick and all of a sudden you do something. Now it ain't deodorant, but I don't know what the hell it is. I tell you, know what? This is real TV, y'all. This is real live,
Real
real TV.
TV.
And look, and this shirt is really expensive. I don't know what the hell it is, but anyway, look.
Anyway, you look good.
Let me tell you. So you celebrated a birthday this weekend. How does it feel? How does it
It was,
feel?
I'm 44 and so much more.
That-
Okay,
I
that's
like
it.
that. I like that. I like. Oh, there go your mama. There,
44 and
Kennedy. Oh,
so
Kennedy, that's
much
your aunt.
more. That's yeah. And then, oh yes, Nasha, you did celebrate your birthday. My sister is also a Virgo. She just had her birthday pass. Happy birthday to you. But today is actually my mom's birthday.
I know. I
like
saw
her
that. Happy
birthday gift.
birthday, mama.
Yes, but I had a great time. Robin
how do you
did his thing.
how does it in this time of what's going on? Like, how does it feel? How do you celebrate? How did you celebrate? Tell us.
It was a little weird. I planned
Yeah.
a dinner. Right now, if you don't know, a lot of restaurants will not allow you to book a table for more than 6 people. Right?
Yeah.
So what I did, I tried to get creative and book multiple tables of 6 people. Right? No. So I went to one of my favorite I went to one of my favorite restaurants. I'm actually going to say their name, Boa in West Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And it is one of my favorite restaurants. And I am giving restaurants a pass because of COVID, because I know they can't operate to their full capacity. But
Right.
Boa surprised me a little bit. It's a very high-end restaurant. And I booked 2 tables of 6. And I told them, I was like, I may have extra people beyond the 12 that show up. And they were like, okay, don't worry about it. We can't book 3 tables. However, if more people from your party show up, we'll give them a table somewhere else. It just may not be near you. Fine.
Okay.
Get there at 5. When I got there, 12 people walk in with me because, some people were on time. But I was very adamant about being on time. Instead of them giving my 6 additional guests that showed up 30, 45 minutes later a table, they turned them away.
Oh.
And so there were some people I had to say, no, you can't come in. Like, I bring you your gift. And that part was kind of sad for me. So to Stephanie and Starla and Paul and even Byron, they didn't make it in. We had a good time otherwise, but
that sucks though, especially when you're spending your money.
Our bill came to almost $2,000. Like,
in a
seriously?
time of COVID, it's like, yeah.
The thing is, y'all turning down this additional
you turning down in a time of COVID.
In a time of COVID.
Yeah.
So that part, but the rest of the night, I think Robin made sure I had a great time. I was able to be completely irresponsible.
As you said, it's your birthday.
It was my birthday. I think we got home about 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
It was good. You were missing though, and I felt incomplete. But you gave me the best happy birthday song ever. And I appreciated it.
Those of you guys that don't know, Dance with the Stars has come back, and I'm inside of what's called a production bubble, so I can't really fraternize with everybody else like I normally do, and
us folks.
I can't be with people, and it's hurting me because that's my sister, and I love her.
Sound like Color Purple.
Me and you will never part my key down. So I can't. You know, I can't be with other people, and it just it sucks. It's like I'm being forced in quarantine all over again. I mean, but you know, it's only 11 weeks, so we good. We good. Absence make the heart grow fonder. So,
But I'm drinking 1942 Don Julio, which I'm accepting all bottles of 1942 Don Julio right now.
And I'm drinking 2020 water. So it's
hope it's not 2020 tap water.
No, it's not, darling. No, it's not.
But I had a birthday. It was weird. It was different, but you know, I think we did the best we could with what we were able to do, and I'm not complaining. I got to spend it with people that I love. There are more people that I love that I didn't get to spend it with, but you know, it worked out.
Let me tell y'all something. When she told me she was gonna be at Boa and I couldn't be there, I was like, because I was supposed to be just as drunk next to her, like
man.
And I think us two together would have just
tore it down. Poof! The roof was already off. The roof was on fire.
So,
but I know one thing.
What's up?
I recognized your voice. I was watching Dancing with the Stars, and I yelled out on my couch. I was like, "That's his voice!"
Well, you know what? Let's just get right on into it. So, last night on Monday, we celebrated our 29th season on Dancing with the Stars, and Tyra blew it out of the box. Like, just absolutely wonderful. And I sang 3 songs. I sang All of Me. I sang. When did we have the pictures of Tyra? And I want to show you guys that it's just
Entanglement September.
Entanglement September. It ain't no dude. We done with the entanglements in August. We're done.
You working with Carol Baskin?
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. If y'all noticed the whole time on the show, she kept doing.
Yes. I was so mad at that. I left it alone. I want to say, if you don't go sit down.
But you know, you can tell she was having the most fun. Every time they showed her on camera, she was either
I know.
Or
she seems like she's really sweet. Is she sweet?
She
seems like she's really sweet. Gotta do it.
But I tell you, it's fun being back in these times, and let me just flat out say I'm incredibly blessed. I want to thank our musical director Ray Chu for literally going in there and fighting for us and getting back, because it's a lot of people that aren't working right now in the studios, especially at a show at this capacity. And it's a lot of people that are not working. They're just not working. People are at home, and to know that I'm working and to know that I'm doing something that I love and be around people that I love. I mean, we getting tested like every 3 days, y'all. So
are you?
But it's yeah. It's real.
Every 3 days.
Mm-hmm. It's real strenuous. Just to ensure that we good. And but I love it. I'm just gratefully blessed to be back to work. And hey, Wendy, do we have any of the pictures? Anything loaded up? It's just wonderful. It's just really cool. I wanted to show y'all Tyra's dress when she came out.
Oh first. My God. That red dress was stupid.
Let me tell you something. That right there is Tyra Banks, y'all.
And when she said, I gotta take it off because I can't stand in the show the whole time.
I know. But how she strutted out when she came out, it was just great. But a lot of people, I
love that too.
Look at that. That's just beautiful. A lot of people.
I'm a Tyra fan. So
yeah.
I'm a Tyra fan.
A lot of people last night when they watched it, the very first song I sang Blinding Lights, the new Weeknd song. I sang that. And then, but I think one of the highlights, and it was very special to me, because I got to use a certain part of my voice that most people don't hear a lot. I got to use my lower register, and I sang John Legend's "All of Me" for Peta and Vernon. Yeah, and my phone has been literally blowing up all day talking about how great and things it was. And I really don't go back to any of my performances and think, oh wow, that was great or whatever, because I'm just always about the work and doing the work. But thank you guys so much for all the love that I've been getting for singing that song. And I love Peta and Vernon. It was just a great first episode. Matter of fact,
CJ,
when we have that clip?
All of Me,
yeah,
I was like, that's CJ.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't realize they had to listen closely. Yeah. They had to listen, and I wanted to share it with you guys, Wendy, if you have it.
Dancing the Foxtrot with his partner Peta. It's Vernon Davis. What would I do without your smart mouth? Drawing me in and you kicking me out. And I'm so dizzy, don't know what hit me, but I'll be alright. My head's underwater, but I'm breathing fine. You're crazy and I'm out of my mind. 'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. 'Cause I give you all of me, and you give me all of you.
All right, thank you for watching. And if you liked that Dancing with the Stars clip, do not forget to subscribe right now because there is a lot more where that came from.
Yeah, so it felt good. It felt good to
their chemistry was amazing too.
Oh yeah. And you know what? Most football players on the show actually make it really far. So they
She said that. Tyra said that on the show.
Most football players make it really far on the show because it's about their coordination. And it's absolutely wonderful. So yeah, I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back and blessed. All right. So let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something else. Lord Jesus, it's a fire.
Right?
Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Kanye West. When anybody says his name, it's like a moment of silence. Kanye West. Wendy, says Kanye West declares himself new Moses. Says he won't release new music, till freed from Universal and Sony ATV deals.
He won't really.
So it says he took a break from his presidential campaign to make some declarations about his music career Monday, saying that he will refuse to release any new music until his record company, Universal Music Group, and his publisher, Sony ATV Music Publishing, free him from their deals. He quickly followed up by saying that Drake and J. Cole must apologize to him, although whether this was a further condition for releasing new music was unclear, and asking for a meeting with Jay-Z.
What?
He says, on God and Jesus' name, come and get me. I'm not putting new music out until I'm done with my contract with Sony and Universal.
Okay, next.
And that he wants to meet with Jay-Z, and he wants to meet, and J. Cole and Drake should apologize. I don't know if this is another layer of the mental illness, or if this is a layer of the narcissistic arrogance that comes with this gentleman. I don't know.
All I can do is look down. I don't.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, bro, you've done so much, but the fact that it was reported that he had to suspend his presidential campaign, I'm like, you're still going through with this, bro?
Listen,
like,
I am not. I don't co-sign on that. I try not to address that because it's medication. We need help. Like, this is not a normal. We can't even give him the normal Hollywood attack. You feel me?
I know.
Because it's not that. It's deeper than that. So I try to refrain from that degree of where people they know what they're doing. I just don't think he knows not what he does. That's all.
I'm wondering, is he now too much for his team? Because obviously he has nobody else saying no to him anymore. So I'm wondering, is he just entirely too much for his team now? Are people just are there so many yes men around him? I have hair in my eye. Is there so many yes men around him? Are there too many people that are just afraid to speak up because they don't want to be off the payroll? Like, I'm just wondering.
So that's a given.
Where is his people?
I think when you get to that degree, and the family he's married into, success and notoriety is way more important to me,
Mm-hmm.
to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For example, I always say Kim Kardashian's mother is a businessman first, a mom second. You get it? And so I think that
I agree with the man part.
right. Yeah. I think that they are more concerned with status because that's how they eat.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they'll protect him because he is good press. Period.
Hmm.
Press.
You know, people have said that he hasn't been right since his mom died.
I believe that.
Yeah.
And I think they're exploiting that.
And I think so too. I wish the brother. I'm not even going to say much success. I wish there was a grandmother that could put their hands around him.
I know.
And just say it's gonna be all right, baby.
I know.
Because he just needs that love and support. And I don't want to bash him because when you have those kind of antics, first of all, it is a bit of narcissism. I'm gonna stand on that because that's what it is. And Kanye has built a career on it. But it's also the mental illness, you know, by saying that he is God and things like that. I always believe that you should operate in a high frequency and that you should believe, you know, but to say that you God, because I don't know many people that can make a mountain. I don't know many people that can walk on water.
I want to hug him
I don't know, you know, he just needs some genuine love. That's what I feel, and a home cooked meal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you need some good old love and some greens and some black eyed peas with some cornbread. You don't need no organic shit no more for them Kardashians. Like you don't need no more.
But this is where your wife comes in. You hear me? This is why
you don't need no more organic shit from them Kardashians.
Know.
Hell, all that plastic in her body shit. He don't need no more of that. He good.
Your wife is supposed to step in and protect you from what's going on while you unravel.
But how can one like that protect someone like Kanye when her career has been built on sensationalism?
She can't.
It's you know, and I'm not in their look. I ain't in their private life. I don't know what they do behind them doors, but I'm just saying what I see in front, and from how I've seen this woman build her career, it ain't too many people that can sit up and say, "Honey, I got your back," because it's like, where's your foundation?
It's that was sold a long time ago.
Yeah. So, but best of luck to Kanye. You know, on suspending your presidential campaign until you get your stuff together. I mean, and I want all y'all people that follow Kanye with this presidential bullshit. So because he's not released from his contract, he's putting himself on pause from being the president. That's the people that y'all were looking up to saying, oh yeah, I would vote for Kanye. How fickle are you people? Like, I want y'all to stop being stupid that don't have mental illness. Stop being stupid. Just please. Just please. So I guess if he became president and he had a record to drop, he'd leave office for a while to go tour, then come back.
Entanglement and
medication.
People, I need y'all to stop with this nonsense, okay? Stop with this nonsense. Just please stop, all right? Kanye.
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August, an entanglement with August, an entanglement with August, an entanglement, an entanglement, an entanglement with August, an entanglement with August, an entanglement with August, an entanglement, an entanglement, an entanglement with August, an entanglement with August, an entanglement with August,
an entanglement, an entanglement,
an entanglement with August. I got into an entanglement with August,
an entanglement
with August, with August, with August, an entanglement with August, an entanglement with August,
an entanglement
with August, with August,
August,
entanglement with August, an entanglement with August, an entanglement, an entanglement, an entanglement with August, an entanglement with August, an entanglement with August, an entanglement, an entanglement, an entanglement with August.
I'm always doing Bay's part.
So, ladies and gentlemen, on this special edition today, we have somebody special, and his cousin is sitting right there. So go ahead and introduce your boy. Is he here?
He's not ready yet.
Okay, well, never mind. We're gonna keep going there. We're gonna keep going.
Give him a minute. But he'll be here.
I wanna this bothered my spirit as much as Kanye. So
mine too.
Louisville settles on Breonna Taylor's wrongful death lawsuit for $12 million. which means that the police, no one has been brought up for the crime of shooting this girl, of busting in her house unannounced and shooting this girl.
Actually, someone they did try to bring up for the crime, which was her boyfriend. They arrested him for charges for shooting back at them because he thought they were intruders, and he had a legal firearm.
So this happened. He is sued. This happened 6 months ago Sunday. And it says since then, CNN is reporting that since then, no charges have been brought up against any of the 3 officers involved in the March 13th shooting. 2 of the officers remain on the force, and the 3rd officer was fired as is and is appealing to try to get his job back. A grand jury was impaneled on Wednesday to investigate the shooting and eventually decide the fate of the 3 officers. So there is a jury going on that's going to decide the fate of the officers. I'm trying to understand. Okay, so they were offered $12 million, and the family took that.
You think they were wrong for taking it?
Yes.
Yeah, because this is a big investigation, and your daughter is dead. Ain't coming back.
Taking that money means
taking that money. Yeah, because to me, offering that money lets me know that there is fault, and that you're gonna lowball me with $12 million on a life and a wrongful death, and nobody's being brought up.
I think the $12 million should have been addition to charges. I would have been okay with that.
$12 million, then taxes, then attorney's fees, and then you ain't bringing home shit.
Yes, and so they still haven't arrested anybody. Yes, Patricia.
Why did y'all accept $12 million?
Because they broke, busted, can't be trusted, and have an ignorant mentality of just thinking that they can be bought off like 90% of the population that just is desperate in this time.
Patrice is right. Patrice Johnson, when you have nothing, it seems like everything. And I bet you they're tired of fighting.
It's relative. Exactly.
They're probably tired of fighting. They're tired. They're like, you know what? She's gone. She's not coming back. Whatever.
It's kind of like we talked about last week. You said up there, and we talked about the negotiation for a deal, right? So they offer you $12 million, knowing that there's 15 on the table. But because you've never had a deal before in your life, and you've never had anything in your life, you're going to jump at the first thing to be able to like, well, this is the best I can do. I'm not going to walk away with nothing because they don't know their power.
Yeah.
But my put up Kennedy's comment back again. She said that was just a civil case that her mom is still pushing for justice in another case.
Here's my deal.
Right.
You gave up. You settled. And do you know how long civil rights cases go out? You're not in it for the fight. This is your daughter's life.
Quick. No case really closed like that.
And I love how CNN said it has been only 6 months since on Saturday, it made 6 months since her daughter's death. You couldn't hold out a little bit longer?
Because typically things like that, if a civil case, short term is normally a year or 2 years. Long term could be way longer than that for civil cases.
Oprah paid that for those billboards. Like what? Oprah went to your hometown, y'all, and put those billboards up, and I'm sure that cost her $12 million out of her pocket. Like, what are y'all settling for? Like that pissed me off, and I just and I hear you, Byron. My gosh, I don't know what I was angry. I was angry. I can't even articulate how angry I was with that.
Yeah.
Because we in this fight with you and for you, and hell, you said
I wonder what that conversation was like with their legal team and why they would encourage. Because typically your legal team has the knowledge base to say, yes, they're offering you $12 million, but you probably should wait and we can get this. Why did they allow that? And maybe they pushed for it. I don't know.
Offer $12. $12 is what you got, and then they're gonna legal fees is gonna take you down to about $8.50, and then between everybody else in the family, you down to about $5. And then, you split it with 5 family members, so you only got $1. And then a year later, because you don't know how to manage money, you broke again.
Wow.
And your daughter's still dead.
And your dog is still dead.
Well, let's lighten up the moment a little
Yes,
bit.
please. Yes, please. Go ahead.
I believe Justin's ready.
He is ready. This is my birthday edition. This was like my birthday present. I wasn't that he would even say yes, because he's super busy. I know he's working with BET right now and doing a lot of things, but I wanted to take a minute here just to introduce my family, somebody I love dearly, super producer Just Blaze. I want you to know who he is for those of you who don't know, and if you don't know, you should know, so you're about to know right now. Wendy.
I present this recording as a living testament and recollection of history in the making during our generation.
Yes, you're rocking with the best. I go by the name of Just Blaze, and this is Soundproof on thesource.com.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho.
I've told you a bunch of times about my homie Big Jack. The day we were finished with the Black Album, he came through and played me this record called The Little Boy Blues Band, which had the sample for PSA. And the album was done while Ken Lewis, while he was finishing mixing that record. I had the headphones on, and I'm at the drum machine chopping up the Little Boy Blues record, made the PSA beat, ran it right back around the corner of the bass line, like, yo, we have to record this right now. It was just perfect timing. Lord Knows. Yeah, Lord Knows was a great record. Drake came to Harlem around like 2 a.m. and we went through a bunch of music. We banged it out. I had choir come down. Choir killed it, obviously. Added a bunch of instrumentation for Ross's part. Ross's part actually almost didn't even make the album. Nobody really liked the idea of putting Ross's verse at the end, because it was going to be like 4.5 minutes of Drake rapping and Ross just rapping at 16. It felt uneven and unbalanced. So I had the idea to flip the entire track and kind of make it an event when Ross came in, and it worked out perfect. We've been in touch. We actually have 2 other records that nobody's ever heard. We cut those 2 other records with the idea of maybe doing an EP of just, me on the beats and him on the rhymes, just to give it away for free. And I got busy doing my thing. I ended up being on the road a lot. He was doing his thing, so it never came about. But there's 2 songs in the cut. Who knows? Freedom. Freedom was a bit more of a collaborative process. Beyonce presented Freedom to me as a skeleton that she had put together. It was basically just the sample idea and the hook and some bits and pieces of the verse. So I kind of, as I'm listening to it, I'm hearing, okay, it needs to feel militant. It needs to feel soulful, but it needs to feel militant. It needs to feel powerful. So my first idea was adding that like marching band type thing with the stomps and the heavy 808s, just starting to make it really feel like it's an event building up. So that by the time the hook drops, the record explodes.
What up?
Hey.
What's going on?
What's happening, people?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Why the echo?
What's going on, man? I have an echo.
I don't hear an echo.
I hear it.
Yeah, we have a. There we go.
There we go.
Do I have an echo?
Yep, we all echoing. You that big brother that you broke the system to protect?
See, Blaze, you bring her into the place, you everybody amplify.
Oh my God, hold on. Wendy, so mute Just Blaze for a second and just make sure that it's not.
It's not bird.
Blah, blah, blah.
You still hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm saying once we start talking, it's going to be so much feedback between all of us. There we go. Hello. Okay, now it's gone. So, now it's back.
So it's something to do with me.
All that technology.
But the weird thing is I don't hear it.
Right. You have it, Blaze. Just 3 of us now.
So what I can let me see. Are you coming through us without a mic, or is your mic open on your screen?
I'm just using the mic on the computer, but this is pretty much what I always do when I'm on.
Clear.
Oh yeah, it's a deep echo.
Let me see if I can.
I mean, it'll be perfect if you say Just Blaze.
Maybe I can grab a pair of headphones or something. Hold on a minute.
Is mine echo?
Yeah, we all at regular duty.
Okay.
Yeah, we all at regular duty.
Exponential energy.
You're right. That just Blaze. There it is.
There it is.
I
There
know,
we go.
right? There it is. It left.
It left.
No,
No,
it's
back.
back.
It's back.
Let me see.
Bump, stickity, bump, stickity, stickity, bump.
Now you guys hear it again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know when you're in the booth and it's like, yo, what's that latency like? Come on now.
Right. Shoot. I actually don't know what to do here.
Okay, see, I'm gonna start singing your songs, and then we're gonna have a full-on concert right there.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me try disabling the audio processor. Check now.
There we go. There we go.
Ah.
You talking about?
See? It's because we're not as high tech as you, so
Exactly.
what you got going on.
You're working on it.
Yeah, now I've seen it before. It's StreamYard does a weird thing with the audio processing. When you get more than like 3 people on a call, you have to disable it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well,
Thank you for
welcome to Bring It to the Table, bruh.
Thank you very much. Pardon me, I'm a little under the weather, so my energy is not as spirited as I would normally be.
All good, all good. You
but
know,
I'm
people
here.
forget that you can still catch colds and stuff like that. Every time somebody sneezes and gets sick, they keep thinking it's COVID. It's like you
Right.
still can catch the regular stuff.
You can still get a regular cold, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's flu season, so
Is it?
it's about to be flu season. So it's about to be some regular sickness going on. So
That's
Yeah,
why I
you
ain't
can
around
catch
y'all
something year
motherfuckers.
round.
you know what? That's not funny to me.
That's why my contract said I can't be around niggas. Can't be around you.
Can't be it.
Nope.
TJ, I love your outfit, by the way. That shit is colorful.
Who's
Thank
CJ?
you.
I'm gonna show you mine. I'm the one that's
Lord.
covered. This is about me. No, I'm kidding.
It is. It is.
I'm
But,
kidding.
but you know what? We always kind of like coordinate something.
We do.
You got
We
that
do.
color, and I got this color. We always kind of like fall in line with something.
Hey, I go along with your background on your wall. Shit.
It does, doesn't it? It does. I'm your
right.
heart and
I'm gonna get to JB because I know he don't have a lot of time. I know you was working
ahead.
on a little earlier. You said you was working with BT on something.
Yeah, we got something that's airing next week. I don't know if I can talk about it though. I don't think they've announced it.
Okay,
But I'm just doing a clip for them. I think when I spoke to you, we were just getting the technical stuff right. It'll be a live stream thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's word. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what else is going on, JB? You worked with everybody, and I know you're my family, so I'm a little bit biased, but I'm not. I think you're great because you're great. But
Thank
you've
you.
worked with everybody from Jay-Z to Eminem to Beyonce to Lil Wayne to like your resume
To
has
Mariah
nothing to
Carey.
do-
To
Mariah Carey.
Just Eric
I
Shaggy,
can be
Mario,
biased.
Snoop Dogg, Eric Sermon. I mean, it just go Nelly, which he's on Dance with the Stars with us this season. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. DMX, Fabulous, Jadakiss, Benny Siegel, Prodigy, DJ Clue, Memphis Bleak, Busta Rhymes, Madlib. I mean, on and on and on.
It's been a long career.
It's been a beautiful career.
Yeah, one of the things that I always just tell people is, I'm just happy and blessed to still be here because, especially in hip hop, producers, you might get like a 3-4 year run.
Yeah.
And then you're out and the sound changes, and I've been able to find ways to adapt, and just maintain my profile. I looked up the other day and realized it had been 20 years.
Yeah.
Which is abnormal for hip hop producers. So I'm just blessed. I'm blessed and thankful every day because most people don't get to have a career in hip hop, as a producer.
Speaking of hip hop, how do you see where music is today as far as with social media now being at the forefront and the type of hip hop that's being produced now? What are your thoughts on that?
I think I don't complain about it. I'm my age group is obviously not the target audience anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's been a variety of different types of hip hop being made.
Yeah.
I think the one issue that I have is it's not all being properly represented on a mainstream level right now.
Okay.
It kind of seems to be a bit repetitive in terms of the sound that's being pushed.
Yeah.
And I can't ever say that I recall a time in hip hop previously where like you could have 10 records in the top 10 that all pretty much all sound the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not, you know, I don't even say that in a negative way. It's kind of just the way the culture is being positioned by, you know, the powers that be. But, you know, again, I don't complain about it because there's plenty of good music out there being made, and thanks to social media, it's easier to find than ever. You know what I mean?
But you've really managed to not only just stay successful, but stay relevant during these times. How do you maintain your identity with these new age artists?
I think for me, you know, I'm not trying to compete with or really be in the same space as them. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful. Yeah,
you know, you once you've carved out a niche and an identity for yourself, you know, you just stick to your lane. You know, and if the odd random crossover happens here or there, then great. You know, but like I remember, I guess when did Soulja Boy first take off? Maybe like 2006 or 7.
2000, yeah.
But I remember like somebody asking me, you know, if I would work with him, and I was like, no, like, and it's not even a hate thing. It's just, it's not going to do anything for either one of us, really. Like my fan base would look at me crazy. His fan base would be like, just who?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like it would come off more like a reach. Now, and that's not to say that there's, you know, other younger artists that I don't like, or that I it's not even an age thing. It's just where's the balance in that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, an artist will surprise me. Like like Migos reached out last year, which I wouldn't even think that I would be on their radar.
Yeah,
you know, just given the type of music that they're typically known for making, you know. So every once in a while you get that curveball, but and I'd be open. You know, I told them I think when they reached out, I was actually in LA and I was available at the time. But you know, I told them let's just stay in touch and figure it out schedule wise. You know, it's stay in your lane. You know, and if you're gonna step outside of your lane, at least take your identity with you. You know what I mean? Like I was crazy making, you know, 808 trap beats, you know, at this point in my career. It looked like I was reaching, you know. So I just try to get in different artist mindset, but still take my identity with me.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you know, your identity is I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think it's easy to box you in, but then you've gone from hip hop to EDM.
Yeah.
And I listened to your EDM record, by the way, for the first time this week.
Oh, yeah.
I had never, because I thought I wasn't an EDM, but I look at that as dance music because I love, you know, house music.
It is. And ultimately, you know, that was, you know, growing up, that was a big part of my identity as well. You know, being from Jersey, and, you know, house music was second nature for us.
Right.
So to me, that wasn't so much of a reach outside of my lane as people thought it or assumed it was, because of how and where I grew up.
That's right. Go ahead, CJ. I know.
I was gonna say, I think that anything that you do, it's gonna have your own personal, you know, DNA in it. I don't think that it'll be so much as a stretch of you trying to morph into anybody else's, you know, idea of what they want.
Right.
But I just because every record that I've heard from you, I mean, you know, and again, audience, when you're listening, if you've heard Just Blaze, that's who's sitting in this seat right now. Like, I get so giddy and excited because you are so much a part of my childhood. Like, a lot of the records that I listen to, you produced. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Yeah, man. And I mean, one song that always sticks out in particular is the Mariah Carey remix of Cameron. Boy,
oh, right.
Like that. I mean, the how you produced that. I remember listening to that and just like, this shit is so dope.
Thank you. That was actually her idea. Like when I did the original Cam record, that's how we met. She reached out and was like, "Y'all want to do that record over?"
Yeah.
Knocked it out in one night. And she's like,
wow.
In the studio, like she's genuinely a genius in what she does. Like she can, I want to say within a week, we cut like 6 songs.
Yeah.
And used maybe like 4, maybe like 1 or 2 that didn't end up happening. But she was kind of like very reminiscent of Hov, you know, when he's in his zone in the studio.
Yeah.
He just comes in and starts knocking out ideas, no pen, no pad, just
wow.
At the top, right in the booth.
You know, it's gift to me because Mariah will always be, because Whitney's my first, so Mariah will always be my second. And so when I listen to Mariah, a lot of the vocal stylings and things like that, of course I copied and beyond, you know. But I've always wondered, like, what was her process and things like that. So I pretty much, you know, thank you for that insight. It's
like I'd come up with a track or have the idea already, but most times I would just have a couple musicians in the studio with me, and we would just kind of start freestyling ideas. And as I'm doing that, she's just sitting on the couch writing to herself in her head. And then
people don't realize how dope of a writer she is. Like
right.
most of her
and then
hits,
she'll just have the mic in the room, freestyling it, kind of coming up with the basic melodies and ideas. Yeah. And then we just start bouncing ideas back and forth. It was like I said, it was really like kind of like very reminiscent of how Hove works.
Okay.
How has COVID impacted the producer of the world? Because I know a lot of you have your own studios at home. You have that, but how has COVID impacted that for you? Creatively.
Well, I mean, for one, I don't know if I could say that it's really affected us that much in the sense that like most of us as creatives, especially producers, we're homebodies anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And we're kind of this is our home our studio is our element.
That's right.
So it hasn't affected that side of things. DJing, it's totally obliterated things.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to be able to make a little money streaming. Like certain companies that have sponsored my streams or companies that I partnered with or whatever. Nowhere near what I would normally make. But it's that part of things kind of got obliterated. But I saw that coming back in February.
Yeah.
I saw that coming. I started canceling my gigs before they could get canceled.
Yep. Yeah.
Because I was just like, there's
real
no
talk.
way
No, real talk. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way this is going to work out. And if the clubs are going to try and stay open, I can't be part of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think some venues and touring companies and whatnot were trying to take the wait and see attitude. But I'm like, people are already dying, and we don't know what's causing it or how it's spread or whatever. Like, no, I'm sorry, I can't go.
Because we're one of the few studios that's actually open and operating right now with Dance with the Stars, and so we had our season premiere yesterday, and I'm telling you, it's a lot of people that are just still not working.
Right.
You have those like Tyler Perry and things like that are literally shooting 24 episodes in 2 weeks, just to try to get in and get out.
Yeah.
But I remember when it happened in March. I did my last gig March 10th, and no, it was March 13th. It's another TV show that's coming out on September 28th.
Right.
But I remember everybody was like, "Oh, by July it'll be over," and I was like, "Nope, this is going on until next year." Everybody, no, July, August, no, we're gonna be back. I said, nope, just good. So, yeah, I knew a lot of people that were canceled. Oh, it's not gonna be until next summer. Yeah, it's not gonna be until next summer. Yeah, it's not gonna be until next summer. Let me ask you this while I have you here too. And I know all the listeners want to know. So, what is B like in the studio? And I grew up with the girl in Houston, H-Town. We all had the same dance teacher. We used to do competition. I used to actually kick her ass in talent show. I just want to say that. But
she's very focused. She knows exactly what she wants, how she wants it to sound. She's very much, I guess the term, like a vision. She's a very heavy visionary.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like when you get to the studio, it's like a war room with the idea boards and the track listings, and she's interchanging. Some artists just go, like Jay's very much the opposite. He just goes in and rhymes.
Yeah. She comes in with a full idea, right?
Yeah,
that's how we were trained. Yeah.
Like Freedom was already demo when she brought it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And she would just basically just like take this and make this into what you do, do what you do with this.
Yeah.
But she had the majority of the song already mapped out. And that's pretty much what my experience with her has always been like. Whenever I go into the studio, it's very much like a situation room. And she's got her looks planned out, and she's playing with the song orders and figuring out, what song should go where and who should she get on a certain record, who should she collaborate with for this particular project. She's very much like ready.
I love that. I love hearing about the artistry side, because you know what it is? We think about how are we going to perform this while we're doing the record,
Right.
And because a lot of artists right now, they're doing records to sit at home and create a vibe, but artists like myself, we think about how's this shit gonna sound live? Like how we gonna emote the kind of feeling in the studio that we're gonna get, that we want to have live. So I love that.
Interesting that you say that, because that's kind of the general approach I take to production in general. I think the one consistent thing is that my approach is always like, all right, where in your live show is this record going to be performed?
Yeah.
Show opener? Is this the show closer? Is this the moment where in the middle of the show all the lights go black and then the song comes on? You know what I mean? Like I try to create music for moments in concerts.
Hell yeah.
And I think that's why I've had such success with a lot of shows, or with a lot of my records at shows, because I kind of very consciously developed them with performance in mind.
Yeah.
Is there an artist out there that just shocked you and surprised you, and they weren't what they expected, but you were pleasantly surprised, and you were just like, "Wow, I didn't think it was going to be like this."
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. Eminem was interesting.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't standoffish by any means. I'm trying to think of the right word. He was quiet. He was reserved at first, and then after a couple of days, he just boom opened up out of nowhere. You know,
he had to study the room.
Yeah. I think he needed to get a feel for who I was.
Yeah.
As a person, he already knew that he liked my music. That's why he requested me to come out there to work with him. But he just didn't know who I was as a person.
Yeah.
So it was surprising to see him open up the way he did.
What was Lil Wayne like?
Hi.
Wayne was cool.
Wayne
was cool, but he was just
He's a scientist, like.
Yeah, like, and he's very secretive about his process.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when we did the 2 records that we did, I don't think I was in the room for when he was recording either one of them.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in the studio. I just wasn't in the.
He wasn't in. Yeah.
Yeah. He would like his space to just vibe and do what he does.
I think he got that from Bird.
Yeah. You know, so we were cool.
No, yeah.
The same way.
Yeah.
You know what's so crazy? Fun fact: when back in the day, when Fabulous's song "Breathe" was hot, when I would get mad at my mother, I would make that her ringtone. Sorry, I had to say that.
That's funny. That's funny. That is my mother's ringtone.
It was what? That's
my mother's ringtone.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Was my ringtone for like 10 years.
It's been hers since it came out, or since she got her first smartphone.
That's really?
Y'all are definitely family.
Yep. Okay,
all
so
right, enough.
I got one last question, CJ. I'm gonna let you have it. All of us, as we get older, we have that. If I knew back then what I knew now, what's your if you knew back then what you knew now? What would you do differently in music?
I can't get into specifics, but there are certain things in regards to publishing that I would have done differently. And I didn't do anything bad.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't do anything bad. Or not really even super super irresponsible. I just would change the arrangements a bit.
Got it.
Standpoint. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. That's the nicer way to put it.
A nice way to put it.
That said so much.
That did it.
Libby, I got a question for you, baby. Where do you believe that the industry is going now? I just had a meeting today that linked with Sony distribution and music. And I probably am giving too much information. Halle Berry just sold her movie for $20 million yesterday and closed the deal that nobody knows about.
Wow.
Linked to the music industry. I have too much information, so I got to figure out what I can share and what I can't share. But what I do know is there's a new app coming out, and understanding the industry was already in trouble before COVID.
Right.
And understanding that the artists, the only ones that were making money, was already going to a have and have not world, the ones who learned how to market themselves with product identification, like Beyonce,
right.
As Jay-Z, as they have become into serial entrepreneurs. And then the rest of them were just relying, I'd say 95% were just relying on tours, concerts, and appearances.
Right.
Because they haven't learned how to become a business person in the industry.
Right.
And that being the case, it was already taking a massive turn. And COVID just completely slammed the door.
Yep.
Where do you believe that distribution, music, and the exposure to become monetized is going over the next 5 to 7 years with what's happening right now?
I think you're going to see a lot more self-contained artists who are their own machines.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I forget who brought this up the other day. It was an article. Might have been in Billboard, maybe, where somebody basically said if Drake ever went independent, industry might completely fall apart.
Yeah.
There was a bigger point to it, but that was kind of like the headline that was attached to it. But I understood what they were saying. It's like these days the function of a record label in the traditional sense, that role is becoming more and more diminished.
Right.
You know, especially in the advent of social media and awareness that these artists, have, in terms of, being able to reach out to their fan bases and distribute their music directly themselves.
Exactly.
So that it's rapidly becoming more and more evident.
Right.
So I think the role would be very, very interesting in 7 to 10 years to see what role the record label, quote unquote, plays in this business in a decade from now. I think even within the next 5 years, you'll see a major paradigm shift.
Okay. So, wow.
Well, some people still would argue that they would like the benefit and the push of having a major record deal, then going independent. And I had this conversation with some people over at CSEC Publishing. And some people still argue that they would rather have the weight and support of a major label and still give up the most of their publishing with that. What are your thoughts?
If I'd maybe do like a partnership kind of thing, or like I don't know if I would just sign a traditional record deal in 2020, especially not with the advent of 360 deals becoming so prevalent or having been so prevalent.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
That's I don't think I can convince myself to give up that much of myself.
Yeah.
To a record label in 2020. I think I'd probably see how far I could push it first, and then maybe do some kind of, like I said, like a distribution thing, maybe, but signing just a regular artist deal.
Yeah.
I don't think I can bring myself to do that, but like some kind of a partnership for distribution, that might make sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's not so much, it's not so much about physical distribution when you're trying to get your records into stores. These days, it's more about where you're getting placed on a streaming app. You as an independent artist, you probably can't make that call, but if you're one of Universal's big launch products or launches for the week, then you might be on the front page of Apple Music for a couple of days. You might be on the front page of Tidal for a couple of days. Getting your music placed in certain strategic ways, I think, are things that a record label can still provide. Because like I said, let's be honest, it's not about getting your records into Tower Records or into Virgin Megastore anymore. Places don't even exist.
Right.
I think it's more so distribution of your profile and of your content in a way that's reflective of today's marketplace. But again, going back to what you were saying, kind of makes sense to use that for a couple of years, depending on how it shakes out, before you go independent afterwards.
Yeah.
Have you seen that the pond has become smaller with too much fish in the pond in the U.S., where the cross-pollination of what's happened in South America and in Europe, and then even people that are here, have found it much more fertile to be able to just go and make their name abroad and then bring it back here.
Yeah.
Because it's become, I know 2 artists that I'm actually working on that are just amazing, and they've blown up overseas. They've blown up in South America in their distribution because of their culture. Their culture has been attracted here in the US, and they've exploded here after they have become large in other marketplaces. But the people in the US, they're in a very small pond where everybody's shooting for the same thing, and then you got 60% of them using old music remakes, and they haven't come up with their own originality as they used to back in the 80s and 90s.
Right. Yeah, no, it's interesting. I mean, who was it that just blew up? Oh, that's what happened with 6ix9ine. Like 6ix9ine was like big in like random countries in Europe.
London, Australia.
And then it happened over here for
exactly.
It's but I think one of the things that's interesting about that is this is the same method that the rapper Logic took. What he was doing was going to where the demand was. So he'd look at his social media analytics and say, all right, out of my 1,000 followers, 300 are in Idaho, 200 are in Boston, 100 are in this random place in California. I'm going to just keep touring those 3 places.
Right.
And
smart.
He blew up in these other markets that he wasn't from because he was using his analytics to dictate where he should go perform.
Yep.
And every time he'd come back around to that territory, the audiences would get a little bit bigger, and get a little bit bigger, and get a little bit bigger, until he became the phenomenon that he was. You know what I mean? And it looked like it was out of nowhere, but he'd actually quietly just been doing these small tours for the course of years, over the course of years.
Which is amazing, because I've seen it actually take off with there's another strategy taking off, which I'm sure, JB, you may be familiar with. If you haven't, I'm sure you've been talked about or talked to, but haven't been fully exposed with AI. And it being able to really tap into the algorithms of artificial intelligence and being able to identify those demographics that actually give you that glut and give you those pots, which there's a system. Like I said, this meeting I had today was amazing to be able to identify those pots, pots of gold, where you can see where your draw is and the money's there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think analytics is everything. And I don't know if everyone from a creative standpoint has the business mind to do that. I think what a lot of people don't know about you, Jay, is you're extremely technical.
Right.
He's always involved in the new hot technology. What's new?
There's actually, are any of you guys on Clubhouse yet?
What?
Clubhouse is a new, how can I describe this?
Underground.
No, yeah, but it's actually taking off in certain circles. So basically, social media that you have to be invited to.
Yeah.
Another user, nominated by another user.
Yeah.
All based on voice. It's no pictures, no video. It's all voice conversations.
Clubhouse. I gotta write that down.
Yeah, I'll see if it's open yet. If not, I can send you guys invites.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
And it's like literally 4 a.m. You can have it operates 24/7. So basically the way it works is me and somebody start a room, we have a discussion, we might have a topic, we might not. We start the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And as people join, you can invite them to be speakers in your conversation.
Okay.
So you might have like 40 people in conversation, then another 30 might be in the audience watching.
Mm-hmm.
Audience members can raise their hands if they want to be able to say something. You can invite them up as a speaker on your board. But the type of people that are on there, it's a very diverse, but mostly very intelligent and well-rounded group of people. So it's a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of musicians, a lot of creatives. It's you know what I've noticed? It's like a good space between
money, intelligence, and art.
Exactly. Thank you. That's what
I got put out 4 weeks ago. It's really off the chain.
Oh, so you're on it?
Yeah, I'm not on it. Actually, I got turned on to it through my sister's artist, one of our artists, in which she asked me to come in and help create a plan for.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, it's a really dope app. Really dope app. I think that's like probably on my radar the newest and coolest thing happening in tech right now.
Yeah.
One of my friends asked me, he said, I remember your cousin, he brings his video games with him everywhere. Do you really bring your video games with you everywhere?
No.
That was 20
I don't know
years
where
ago.
they got that from. I mean,
he travels with all his consoles. I was like, I don't know about that.
Was this person from LA?
Yeah.
He's actually from New York, but lives in Phoenix.
That's weird. I mean,
Jay and just so you guys have CJ, I don't know if you guys are on the thread, but I knew Peter knew about it. He actually put the link on there on the thread on our Facebook Live.
Okay.
So.
Do you travel with that, Jay?
No, I used to, but like when I would go to LA, sometimes I might have a PlayStation delivered to the hotel, like back in like the early 2000s. But I never like traveled around with a bunch of video game consoles. No, that's just weird.
Let me ask you some final advice. I know you got to get out of here. All right, and here it is, Jay. Take an artist like me. I've had several record deals. This big ass voice, nobody knew what to do since I was 16. Right. Toured with some of the biggest people. Been on some of the hottest records. Known throughout all the TV world, from BET to MTV, ABC, Disney networks. Everybody knows me, blah, blah, blah. How does an artist like me break through?
That's a tough, because everyone's path and experience is just so different, especially now. Yeah. I don't feel like there's really one set way. I think, the most important thing obviously is just, I think the most important thing, this is a lot of things I tell new artists, especially, the content has to be constant. There should never be a week that goes by that there's not new content. You know what I mean? because like we were saying earlier, there's so many people. It's such a big pond, a small pond with so many fish in it.
Yeah.
That the second you're not in people's faces, 20 other artists are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, and I think really just keeping the constant barrage of content. It doesn't mean you have to have a song out every week. You know what I mean? But there's got to be, your presence has to be felt every week via some kind of medium, whether it's, you know, video, music, writing, anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you have to keep your presence constant in front of people. I always tell people, I think that's the most important.
Okay.
You know, is constantly just making sure you're in people's faces with fresh content to keep their attention, to keep the spotlight on you. You know, I think that, and really, like we were been saying throughout this conversation, is just that direct engagement with the audience.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I feel like those, you know, going back to what I'm saying about Logic, you know, he was just directly engaged, even if it wasn't on a large scale.
Yeah.
He would just always use his analytics to find those pockets of, you know, places where he mattered, and he was constantly catered to those areas.
Okay.
I think that's something you might want to, you know, look into. Obviously, we can't do much in terms of touring or anything, right? Like, you know, like that right now, you know. But it's good to start building up that information.
Right.
Already.
I know, Jay, you gotta go. Last question. What's new for you? What's next?
Actually, I legally cannot talk about it. But I will say this.
Not like me, JB. Goddamn.
I will say this. It's a
Now, Byron just told a bunch of secrets on Halle Berry. You can say something.
I got a whole lot more. I just can't talk about.
It is a very exciting development that we are partnering on here at home. My wife and a few other partners. We're announcing something soon. But I just don't think that we can announce the actual end result for like the next 3 years. That's how long the roadmap, the development is. But it's going to be a very exciting development in the tech space.
Okay.
Nice.
And aside from that, other thing I can talk about, so the company's first project, which was announced in the Hollywood Reporter earlier this year, we have a video game title that we're working on called Corner Wolves. And we actually are also doing a serialized podcast, a fictionalized podcast, to introduce the universe that the game will take place in.
Okay.
Wow.
So that was picked up by I forget the name of Ron Howard's production company. They picked up the rights to do that, so we're going to do 8 episodes, and we're going into production on that.
Oh, Ron Howard is involved. That's impressive. Yeah.
So we're going into production on that, I would say within the next month. We're in production now, but in terms of actually recording.
Okay.
All the writing is done. I'm working on the score, and we're going to start actually recording and going into like real production, I think, in about 30 days.
Okay.
Imagination Entertainment is a takeoff.
Imagine.
Yeah, it's off the chain. Yeah.
But you've worked on so many different video games. I'm sure natural progression for you, right?
And this is kind of an extension of all the work that I've done in video games over the years. Like I've scored a couple of Maddens, a couple of NBA Lives,
awesome,
NBA Ballers, and Street Fighter, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games. You know, so it's kind of like a full circle thing for us.
I definitely wanted to talk to you, JB, about the gaming. I mean, you know, my son actually is one of only 100 people in the world that was identified to actually reconstruct all of Fortnite.
Really?
Yeah. So he's currently purchasing his own, whatever it's called, ES game. I mean, he's actually purchasing his own team. He was accepted into the World Series of Gaming at the age of 12.
Wow, congrats. That's dope.
In Hong Kong. So we were overdue for a company. Anyway, Jay knows that. And you know, so it's just, this is probably the best time since we all in COVID shit.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
But JB, I thank you so much. This was a great birthday gift. I know you're
problem. Happy birthday again.
I love you.
Love you too. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Definitely.
What a great conversation.
Great.
You know, that's definitely your family. That's definitely your family.
I never knew that he had that ringtone for his mom. That was my mom's ringtone for like 10 years. I'd be like,
well, you know, they say It's always been said that close cousins and siblings think alike. It's always been, yeah. So I know, because I know my sister and I, we think a lot alike, especially when we had conversations about our mom. We're like, yeah, so did you tell her? I told, well, y'all, nah, we on it. Yeah. We think
he's just really
alike.
good people, and he cares about family and time, and he just wants to do good stuff for good people. And I
you can tell. You can tell.
He's a nice guy and good family man. So thank you, JB.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you're good people, just good things always happen. So it's that's what it is. Yeah, I love that. That was great. So
I don't really want to end just yet. I gotta.
No, we're not. It's amazing to me though that those things that were taught when we were kids, to hear him listen to Beyonce talk about how she comes with full ideas. I still come in like that when I go to the studio. I will have a full idea of what I want, how I want it, what it's gonna look like, how I'm gonna perform it, and that was really refreshing to know that those foundational things are still there. So
he's an amazing creator. A lot of people don't know that because he's such an introvert, but he's an amazing creative that he has a massive technical background.
Yeah.
Like programming.
I mean, he lives in that genius state. He lives.
I'll have to.
He doesn't live in the intelligent state. He lives in the creative state that allows him to be free.
Yes, and I think that very few of us live in the right and left brain at the same time. That's an anomaly. You either one or the other, and he figured out a way to master both. I'm proud of him. I'm very proud of him because I remember our daycare days. I remember going to summer camp. However, you made it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you know, this industry ain't it keeps changing, it keeps flipping.
It does.
And you know, I think I was expecting though to see more of a preparation for change during COVID. It's to me, it's still happening slowly. I thought I would see more. I thought people would be more prepared.
It sped up the timeline.
Yeah.
It really did, because I think the music industry was preparing for these alterations, but I think that they didn't think it would come to fruition until about 2021, 2022. But COVID said, "Room."
Yeah.
No, now you got to do it.
It sped up the process.
Yeah, because now people are talking about doing
themselves.
Because people are talking about doing hologram concerts for actually artists that are still alive now.
I've been working on hologram for the past 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. It's off the chain. The technology that for holograms right now, I mean, it's right behind, if you will, vaccinations and the injections of, being able to track your ass. So it's gonna take on a whole new platform within the next year.
Just go to the airport and scan your wrist.
But
they're already doing it.
Two of my favorite artists are getting a divorce. Did you see that?
They've been, you know what?
Okay. I had to talk about that.
I want you to. This is hilarious.
It opens them up for fucking new people.
This is hilarious to me because you done did a song called WOT, Wet Ass Pussy, and he done went and got some more wet ass pussy. Yours wasn't wet enough, man.
Clearly yours ain't wet enough.
I'm
gonna snatch that back. Whoa, let me snatch that back, because divorce is such a tough thing. It's like peeling.
They were gonna get divorced when Culture first came out of her coochie. I'm like, and he bought her that big ass diamond ring and all of the stuff and the wedding.
Nigga, I'm
gonna tell y'all some advice my mama told me. When you have these big ass illustrious weddings, you will not be married for a long time. Like
you know what?
Your marriage
99% of people that do shit on stages, like if you do it at a convention, if you do it on TV, 99% of people that make a show out of it in any capacity on Dancing with the Stars, wherever the fuck you go,
you're gonna be divorced.
99% are guaranteed to be a divorce. It's just a fact. It's not.
It is.
And the people who keep it private seem to last the longest.
Yeah.
But really, Cardi, did you see what she wants? Full custody of their daughter.
Yeah.
She wants custody of their daughter, but apparently, Wendy, I don't know if you can throw that up. They didn't have a prenup.
Got some wet ass pussy.
Look, so see at the bank, I got that wet ass pussy, all right, but it's wet in. You're gonna give me this.
Let me tell you. Both of them are balling out of control. And now, okay, well, wait. Let me pull that back because I don't know her publishing deal. But y'all might as well just call it even split. Like, don't even go through all that because yeah.
Even split for what? They were married for 3 seconds. 3 years is 3 seconds.
But she did a lot in 3 years. In 3 years, she became international. She's international now. So she did that in 3 years.
Him. What she did ain't got nothing to do with him. You understand? She filed first. Therefore, the only way he can come after her, and this is for somebody who's been through a divorce, is if he can prove her to be unfit in the
state of California, though.
Yeah, but
the state of California is
she filed in the state of, if she filed in the state of California,
because this community property in the state of California, they're gonna have to split.
That hard to create the fact that this motherfucker is unfit. God damn.
I mean, her life shows she's not fit.
I would just straight say, hey, can I just bring on every cosmetic surgeon to the stand?
No, I'm gonna say, Judge, can you play that video, WAP?
That video, you can play all the rest of the video. Play the whole season of Love and Hip Hop. You'd be like, see?
Can you play Money, Judge? When she's sitting on the piano butt naked? Can you play that? That's the kind of mama my daughter belonged to. Can you play that? But I mean, on his end too.
For celebrity kids, because the bottom line is they will get to an age where they will one day read and see all of this shit.
No, that's why I don't want to be a celebrity.
You see, Madonna kept her children away from TV for a long time. They didn't have TV at all in none of the house, none of the rooms. When her
I have
daughter
so
Lori
much respect for the people that take care of their kids when they decide that path.
Yeah.
And they protect. There's so few that actually are in a position, but those that make that the intention starting out, which is a few of them, I have so much love and respect for them.
Super protective over their children. You have to be. That makes you a good parent because y'all know it's nothing but foolery and twist going around in the media.
But let me ask you this: if you're doing salacious activities, and that's how you've built your career, you don't want to show your child
how you make your money.
Mama got some wet ass pussy, and so I just want to show you that this is how you make that money. And you do your little bend over, you do your thing, and
this is how your ass showed up in the world.
This is how you got here. You don't want to, cause okay, I got people in my family who, yes, I'm finna expose some stuff. I got people in my family who gonna tell you what's up at the time. They gonna smoke a crack pipe in front of their children. They gonna do some weed. They gonna do some stuff in front of their children, and they don't really because they said they want to show their children what's the real. Do you think? How do you gauge that? Like, how do you?
As a mom. I think protecting them from the public is one thing. Making sure they are equipped to know the truth is another. That could be done in private.
I think both of them are important.
They're both important. I don't think you should shield them from nothing because I'd rather you get it first from me than them because they're gonna look like
that's how my mama thought.
That's why both Cameron and Cameron already know the truth.
Yeah,
they do. This is what it is. You might not like it, but when it comes to you, this is what it really looks like.
My mama always wanted to prepare us for what the people out there was going to do. No, I didn't. No, I did not. I said my mother was always trying to prepare us for what those out there in the streets was going to do to us. And so she was like, ain't nobody going to fuck over y'all. I'm going to show y'all what's up before they do.
I'll be honest. I can honestly tell you, and I know Jay's the same way. If I had to pick one person who knew all my shit, like all my shit, like no hidden cameras, it would be my son.
That's right. I think your responsibility is greater as a celebrity.
100%.
At a very young age, too. Based on their level of comprehension, you have to start easing them into it. Because now that a 4-year-old and 5-year-olds have cell phones, they're Googling your mama and showing it to your child. Right? You got to be Google.
Mama, what's wet ass pussy?
Right. What does WAP mean?
What does WAP mean?
You got to explain.
And then, and then I can see her explain.
That's it. I gave you.
Yeah, it's just what it is. I mean, I think, I don't think Cardi B at this state in time, like when you're young and you're popping like that, why get married? Because I don't see that being, a faithful relationship. Like, because her thing was she wanted somebody faithful. And I'm like, you picking, that's like you dating a basketball player. Like,
Right.
You said yes to that? No, to me, she said yes to the ring.
Can I help you
To
out
me,
with
she
something?
said yes to the ring.
If you date an NBA player, an NFL player, a rapper, a singer, I'm gonna throw y'all motherfuckers in there too. A singer.
Ain't nothing wrong with us, damn it.
You knew the job was dangerous when you fucking took it, and you took it because you knew it was
Public
dangerous.
speakers.
Public speakers. Listen, don't get it twisted now. Them public speakers is worse than them NBA.
You know what?
They have to use their mouths for a living.
You know what you signed up for.
Y'all motherfuckers kiss my ass.
I'm trying to leave it alone, but he keep bringing it up.
I know, right? CJ, you supposed to be on my side, nigga. Well, after our men conversation last week, and she went off the fucking screen.
Look, I'm really about to make the world mad. I'm gonna throw in the military too, because if you got a military man, he got a bitch in every country. Hey, you don't like it? It's true. Anyway,
holla, holla, holla.
Holla, holla.
Ludicrous. Ludicrous.
I got hoes.
They expect that you be grateful that you were chosen to put
area codes.
What you thought I was just 770 and 404? I'm worldwide, bitch. Act like y'all don't know.
You gotta be quiet. Ladies, you see how they try to block out the energy? I'm gonna repeat myself.
Damn.
You to be grateful that you were chosen to be shitted on. Remember, I said that. Take it back.
Anybody want some nuts?
Because he got those to
The
give.
people with the penises. That's funny, Ruben.
People
No,
with
but I'm gonna say a lot of women like that. They are marrying the ring. They see that diamond in their face, and they like.
They're marrying a
lifestyle. And you asked me, and I'm gonna say this something to the brothers that are out there marrying these women, knowing damn well you can't get your dick in your pants. Save that shit, bro.
Hey,
you don't want to be mad. You trying to keep that one for so nobody because you mad because you don't want to see nobody else fucking that. That's why you marry it. So stop marrying these women that you don't really want to be faithful to, bro. Like stop it.
Why you put her shit up? What
Go back to Rodney's comment. That was the best shit ever. Bring it back. No, double your money and make it stack. The last one before that said, "Don't marry a life coach."
Hey,
everybody loves them.
That is why I am not a life coach. I am a moment coach. I'm a moment coach. I will help you in the moment.
And I'm gonna tell you something else. Don't marry a pretty boy because we're gonna be the prettiest thing up in the house. You always gonna be secondary. That's just gonna be the shit. Oh yeah, I'm telling my sister.
That's been pushed by all these motherfuckers because she know your game. You gonna die. You in danger, honey. You in danger.
I thought I was saying that in my head. I'm sorry.
I was raised by wolves. I don't know what to say.
You have to understand what you're getting into and what you're marrying. You know, you've been with that person for a minute. You know their actions. You know their tendencies. Those things that you want to put in the back of your head. Put that shit to the forefront. Y'all stop marrying the dream of being married, y'all. And y'all stop getting married.
Say that again. Say that again.
Y'all stop getting married to the dream of being married. That is what y'all are fucking marrying. And you know the red flags. You know what's going on with that person who you are with. But you choosing to ignore that shit, thinking that when you walk down the aisle, it's gonna be different. Hell no, it ain't different the day you marry them. So stop with that bullshit.
They fell in love with the concept.
Some people are in love.
They did not fall in love with the person. They fell in love with the fucking
because
concept.
they want to sit around and tell people, "I'm married now." No, knowing damn well your whole like to me. I'm gonna tell you this, Kenya Moore. We all know some of Kenya. I know this panel. So I'm just saying this. This man done talk to you like shit, and you still like, I'm a married woman. Where?
And to what?
Where? No.
And your argument is when people want to get on you like, whatever, guy, I'm still married. Well, why seek a shame on me? What are you talking about? You was in love with the dream? You was in love with the dream, Seeker?
I know my rules, because let me tell you something.
They were in love with the concept, just like a concept car. It never makes it to the street.
There's a movie, ladies. I want you to listen to me real quick. There's a movie out there called Dangerous Beauty. And this chick's mama gave her the best line in the world. She said, love, but not the man. Love the man and you'll be forever in his power. Now, people are like, what a contradiction. No, you need to understand what you're getting into when you're getting into a man with power.
Well, let me tell you what Tyler Perry said in the movie, A Family That Prays. And Kathy Bates went over. Kathy Bates went over to her son and said, "He said, what, Mama? You don't trust me?" She says, "It's not you I don't trust, son. It's your private thoughts that give me pause." When she said it, I said, "Tyler, that's some of the best writing you've ever done, Tyler."
Say it again so that you hear it again, CJ. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
He said, "Mom, you don't trust me." She says, "It's not you I don't trust, son, but it's your private thoughts that give me pause."
Pause. And I think that there's a timing in everybody's life. If you're going to marry an NBA player or a professional speaker or that person or whoever, singer or rapper or actor, I think they get to a point in their lives where they get tired of that, and then they do settle down. I personally think that nobody should get married till after they're 50, because you've done.
I agree.
You're done.
I think while the NBA players on the road, the wives should make a mold of their pussy. You know, you can do that now. And I think that you should give that to your husband, so whenever y'all want to get on Skype or whatever, he can put that mold right on that dick and act like he's doing you right there. Boom, problem solved.
That's
problem solved.
Shit. No, I think if you decide to get married in your 20s to an NBA player, a public speaker, or
why you keep going?
An actor or an actress, know that he's fucking someone else, and you need to be okay with that.
Can I ask you this, because you are a female on the panel?
Yes, please.
Why is it that the woman always thinks that she has to be the faithful one, the right one, the true one, the one that keeps it together? And you know, why don't she go and fuck? Why don't she go and do her thing? Like, I've often wondered that. Like, if your husband's sitting around doing all that shit all the time, why you just don't go out and do it? Call it even, and y'all keep the business together.
Does she think that? Because
that's what I'm asking. Because you always see the woman.
They don't cheat back, especially if they stay. Not all women, but some do.
Some do.
Why?
Exactly.
I got an answer for that. Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
I'm getting hives. Go ahead.
If you believe that the situation that you're in would be common no matter who you're with in this time zone, you have to decide your poison. You decide whether or not you love this person enough to put up with that shit, and you rather either just even the score and grow, or go to the next motherfucker and deal with the same shit.
Because would you ever? Because I've heard a lot of women say that even when they kept their husband, the back of the mind thing of them cheating is still always there. Do you dissolve that and stay, or do you just like how? Like for instance,
and it depends on where you are in that relationship. I think it depends on your age group. I think it depends on what 69%.
Oh damn! Okay, thank you, Peter.
It's a high number. I think it depends on where you are in that relationship and maturity, because some people understand that there are a large group of people where that is a given and that's going to happen, and there's only a very small group of people where that's not going to happen. If you're in the large percentile where that happens, you have to decide whether or not you love the person that you're with enough to get through that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you do, some women will do it by retreating and allowing it to happen. Some women will do it, but like, you cheat, I cheat. Hey, I'll take mine to the grave. You got caught. So what? Right?
Okay.
I think if I could throw in on that, and I'm in agreement with Jean Grey, by the way. You're going to keep attracting the same person.
Yep.
In a movie. You think you left one, you gotten into a new one, and that same motherfucker is like, God, I thought I just left this. You're going to keep attracting the same motherfucker until you decide to change you.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't got nothing to do with the other person. It's a bad movie. It's whether you're the broken winged bird, the lack of confidence, the overconfident, the arrogant, the imposing, the self-imposed, until you decide to change you, which only 10% choose to do. You're going to keep living a bad Groundhog's Day fucking movie. I want to attracting the same shit because it has nothing to do with anybody else except for the motherfucker in the mirror.
That's right.
And what did Einstein call that? Insanity.
Insanity. And if the same person keeps showing up you have to turn around and say, okay, do I want this to change, or am I adapting and I'm going to allow myself to continue to thrive within that?
Michelle said something. Wendy, go back to Michelle's comment. She said something, and I want to address this too.
Was it that people women get dictified?
No. It was why do men get mad when the woman cheats? I think Wendy. I think that was the.
Say that again. I want to see that. Why do women get mad?
No. Why do men get so angry when the woman goes out and cheats after being cheated on for years? Why?
Why do men get so angry when women go out?
That's a great question, Michelle. So I'm gonna say this. It is in our DNA, actually, not to be unfaithful, but to be with many women. Biblically, it has been proven. If you go over to Arab countries, they have more than one wife. If you go to African countries, they have more than one wife. And I think that is still within our DNA, even though that in American standards, you married two people are married and that's it. I know that we are living in America, so we must abide by the American standards and American laws, but I really feel that it is in our DNA. I don't excuse it, but I do feel that that's what it is. I also kind of like when you see people at church and doing praise dances and things like that, and they don't know why they do that. It's because it's in their African DNA to do so. For their body literally hears and naturally does what it's supposed to. Why do we get angry? It's because we are possessive in nature. We are very possessive in that if we find a woman that we know or deem to be ours, even though our mindset is, I'm going to speak for some, intentionally is not meant to cheat, but when it does, and then the wife come back and does it too, it's like, oh fuck, you don't let another nigga spoil my shit. And then we get into our brains thinking, oh, did he do it better than me? Did he hit it better than me? Is he bigger than me? Is he blah blah blah? Then we go through that whole process because then we think we're inadequate, and therefore we get mad.
But what makes you think we don't think those same things?
Well, she asked from. I'm just giving you the middle example.
He's asking her response, not you as an anomaly, nigga.
So, I want to know what makes men think that we don't think the same thing.
A few of you do.
Go ahead, B. Take it.
A few of you do. But the reality of it is, if we're dealing with average motherfuckers, which you are not, you are definitely not average or normal. Nor is anybody on this fucking screen. For what he was responding to, for the norm, which does not apply to the screen.
Take that picture down.
In that DNA that he's speaking of, that is biblically documented, men as a whole, and there's a scaling of this,
there is
1 to 100. All of them, from the 1 to the 100, are naturally territorial and predators. They were born to be hunters. Now you have one that has no fucking character and no integrity and doesn't give a fuck based on however they're raised, whether it's an excuse or a reason. And then you have it as it scales up. Those that have that character, some are born with it based on how they were raised. Others were turned into it based on their experiences and what they go through.
True.
But that still is only allocated to about 10% of the population. The other 90% are still fucked. And in that, when you see a scorned woman, 90% of the time, it's not her fault. It is a man's fault.
Facts.
That turned her that way and made her bitter, or made her self-confidence go through the fucking ringer, or suppressed her, oppressed her, made her into a whore in whatever capacity, whether it started with that.
Not the whore.
No, let's go to this. There's always, I heard this story that was really amazing. Every woman is a daddy's girl. Either there was a father that wasn't fucking there.
Yep.
Or there was a father that was there that was absentee.
Mm-hmm.
Or there was a father that was always there, and the man that comes in her life will never fucking measure up.
Mm-hmm.
But every woman has daddy issues, whether it's a motherfucker that didn't have a father or had a father that was absentee and didn't give her the attention and love.
You better say this.
Or where a motherfucker had too much attention and the motherfucker will never measure up. Every motherfucker got daddy issues, and that doesn't make the woman wrong. or right. There's no judgment. But I will say all the issues that a woman has, 90% of it does come from a motherfucking man.
Well, ladies, if you want to know how to get through your daddy issues, call me.
Or you can call me. Shit, I'll teach you how to get your goddamn daddy issues.
He'll teach you how to get a daddy's dick in your mouth. Hey, call me.
Just call me daddy, bitch.
Get out. Hold on. Wait.
What did he say? What did he say?
He said it called me daddy, bitch. Let me,
Our classes are different.
And also too, ladies out there, because I always hate that it always turns into a woman's issue. Like it's always the woman who has the problem, or it's always, and I don't think that way. I do say to the women out there who have been scorned by men and things like that, individualize that right there. Don't carry that over to the next man or to the next relationship, because it's harder on us to help repair that, and it's not our fault. Like
No,
we
your
didn't.
job.
Yeah, but some women make men feel like it is their job, because we really want to love her for who she is, but it's hard because it's always feeling like we have to repair or be in repair mode because we don't know her triggers or we don't know what that last motherfucker did. And so a lot of times, go ahead.
Fatane had a good point. It's mommy issues too, because you can also observe how your mother behaved in the relationships with men and make one of two decisions. Either I'm going to be like that, or I'm the opposite.
Let me tell y'all something. My mother was ruthless when it came to men. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't date a lot, because I always figured that a woman was going to do me like my mama did her men. So
and my mother wasn't ruthless when it came to dating men. Yeah. I'm the opposite. You understand? Yeah. So it's a different mindset. What I do want to say to women is, once you identify what it really is, you have to stop making them wrong for it and decide whether or not that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah.
Because if you constantly try to change someone and make them, if they love you, they will make the attempt to change something that can't be changed, and it'll just process.
A marriage and a baby will not change.
Say that again, CJ. Say that again, CJ.
A marriage and a baby will not change it. Nothing.
Oh my God. That'll be another hour. But what I want to say to you, what Jay was just saying, what I will share is something we've already brought to the table. Every man, I think Jay brought this to the table. Every man wants to keep a woman staying the same, the way he met her. Mm-hmm. And every woman goes in optimistically wanting to change the motherfucking man.
Let me say the saying, and my auntie Lily told me this when I got married the first time. She said, Jay, and it was the best advice, even though she told me after I got married, I was like, what the fuck? I did this before. But what she said was, men marry women hoping that they never change, and women marry men hoping that they do. So we're looking at your potential. We fall in love with where we think you could be. You fall in love with how we are. And she said that the caveat is, we change more than you do.
Yeah.
A man changes maybe 2, max 3 times in his lifetime. A woman changes at 18, 21, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50. We morph on you 7 times over. So if you marry a woman in her early 20s, which in these days is the dumbest thing you can do, you're going to wake up 7 to 10 years later with a new motherfucker who's looking at you like, how the fuck did I end up with you? Hoping you were changed and morphed with me. When the bottom line is, who he is at 30 is who he is.
Yeah.
Can somebody say amen?
He may adjust a little bit, but what you got when he hits his 30s, that is it. So if he doesn't change, shame on you.
I'm a chameleon on I don't know.
Let me
to the screen. What she's sharing is not applicable to the screen or the anomalies or the small percentage, because I'm like you, CJ. I'm constantly evolving, and she knows that, you know that.
Yeah.
But it's not applicable. She's talking on the general mass. She's
I know. Yeah.
And what I'm saying, there are the anomaly man who looks into himself and says, I want to make an adjustment in his 30s. That's a different man. You're not changing because the woman wants you to change. You're adjusting because you want to change. I'm talking about the man who is with a woman who wants him to change. He's not adjusting after his 30s.
Yeah.
Okay. But she's going to wake up at 35 and go, I'm not where I'm supposed to be and you're holding me back. She's going to wake up at 40 and be like, I just gave my whole life to you and these fucking kids and I ain't got shit. She's going to turn 50 and be like, adios, peace, or I just gave some pussy away and I need you to deal with it.
Uh-oh.
Amen.
Already do it earlier.
I hear the choir say amen.
Okay? We're designed to give our life to our children and family and then wake up and want one.
Yeah.
You're designed to go get your life. So you've been getting it. And typically by 30s and 40s, you got it.
And she gave up her whole career. She stopped becoming an architect. She stopped becoming a doctor. She stopped becoming everything she wanted to pay. And she paved the way for you to become who you became. And now she wakes up and like, motherfucker, for real?
And so today's woman, beyond the millennial, is like, no, I'm getting it with you. We getting it. I'm getting mine. You getting yours.
Yeah.
And during the process, she was like, you slowing me down from getting mine. And maybe I'm in a way from getting yours. Get the fuck out my way.
Yeah.
And then this motherfucker go get somebody half her age.
That's the mind. And just be like, because all he got is dick, and that's all I wanted.
Because, you know, a lot of times you see when these successful, like these basketball players and things like that, they have the women that they were in college with, like from the beginning, who helped them build a foundation to get up. And then all of a sudden they divorce them for the pretty light skin thing.
And now they on basket, and then the wife is on Basketball Wives trying to find herself. Like,
Trying to find herself, yeah.
I hate those
so
motherfuckers.
if you're a woman in today's world, you will probably find yourself by 30 and 40. Guess what? He has to deal with what's already been done.
Yeah.
If you marry him in his 50s, he's done. He's been playing with some people are not. He's done, but he's been playing. He wants to settle down because you got to accept what you see and he accept what he sees. Now you can begin. The dumbest thing I ever did was get married in my 20s. That was stupid. I morphed on him so much. It was me, not you.
And it's been like the rate of divorces in your 20s is like damn near 80%. It's like you get married in your 20s, you gonna get it. Yeah.
Now they don't want, except for the few bird brains that's around that want to chase you. I don't want your money. I don't want to drive your car. I can't cash your checks because my name ain't on it. I don't want you putting me out of shit. Women my age and 30, I want my own shit. And if you're not showing me how to get it, you in my way.
Right.
I just want to share this one thing. It actually I had Miss Yancey pull it up because I can only remember about 5 verses in it. And it's just a really popular book. And see, I think a lot of people that don't understand or know us, especially new listeners, they think that we're so crass. I've heard about Jean Grey. I've heard about CJ. I've heard about myself. And, you know, it's like because they don't know the seed of the soil. And so I want to just share from this popular book. You might have heard about it. It's called the Bible. You know, and really understanding why we do what the hell we do unapologetically, because we each three have our own personal relationship with God and he knows our hearts. So we don't need to justify our shit to anybody else on this planet. But let me just read this quickly so that maybe y'all might want to do some freaking research to understand where it all comes from. Thank you, Miss Yancey. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax and worketh with willingly hands. She is like the merchant ship. She bringeth her food from afar. That means her pussy and everything else. She riseth also while it is yet night. Yes, get your ass up. And giveth meat to her household and a portion to the maidens. That means everybody that's contributing. She considereth a field and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hand, she planted a vineyard. She did it on the back of a woman. This world was built. She girdeth her loins with strength. That means she gives birth to all the children and raises them. And the man has nothing to do with how she actually builds 70% of the household and strengthens her arms with every movement. She perceiveth that her merchandise, because it is, merchandise is good, except for those that actually pimped it out there, and hold it out there. Her candle goeth not out by night. She is not afraid of the snow for her household. Remember, his kingdom is outside the household. Her kingdom is in the household. Get it straight. For all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. That means you better be bringing shit out in the kingdom, and so she could have everything that she needs. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. That means he's supposed to have the wisdom or seek that of Solomon. She maketh the fine linen and selleth it, and delivereth girdles until the merchant. Strength and honor her are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. That means it's in God's time, not in your time, just so you clear. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She opened her mouth. Oh, I like that part. With wisdom. I'm sorry. That was it. And in her tongue. Oh, I love that part. Is the law of kindness. Oh, that part right there. She looketh well to the ways of her household. That's her kingdom, and eateth not the bread of idleness. That means she should never be idle. If the man leaves her idle, she gonna go find another king. It's really that simple. Her children arise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praiseth her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain. Remember that part right there. But a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised and raised, by the way. Give her the fruit of her hands and let her own works praise her in the gates. I think Jesus is a God.
Oh, praise him with the timberland dance. Praise him with the sound of the trumpet. Praise him with the tambourine heart. Let everything that has breath praise the Lord. I mean,
my grandmother always said a woman's job, if whatever you give her, whatever a man gives her, she's going to make it grow. Mm-hmm. If you give her shit, she will grow shit. If you give her love, she will grow love. If you give her discord, she will grow it because that's what you gave her. Mm-hmm. It's in our nature to grow what you give us. So care for what you pass. Because you can have some shit growing in the garden you don't even see.
So everything that B just said and what you just said, I'm gonna take it back just once. That's it. When you said it's in your nature, I accept that. Accept what's in mine too.
Say that one more time.
What's in your nature, I'm gonna accept that. But also accept what's in mine too.
And there's where the imbalance is, because you believe that, which is why you're an anomaly. But this goes back to when a man cheats and his woman cheats back. He cannot accept that that was in her nature to do that because you did that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can accept it. Just cut that motherfucker loose.
Let me tell you something. If
cut it loose, and when we want to cut you loose, it's can you forgive me? Yeah,
I want y'all to go back.
You over there.
And re-listen to the word that Byron gave women on this show today. That is from the Bible. Okay? If you're trying to find yourself, know your road, know your lane.
I tell you, I know this first person backwards. I got it from Miss Yancey years ago. She lives and dies by it. I know Jay understands it.
Thank you, Miss Yancey.
Yeah, I know you understand it. It lives in the biblical sense of understanding Proverbs, my favorite book.
Oh, my mother loves Proverbs.
Proverbs 31, the 31st.
Yes. Proverbs.
31 days, 31 chapters, 31, 10 through 31.
Just there are exceptions to all rules, everyone. So don't give us a bunch of text messages and well, I'm not like that. Okay, then you not like that. But
yeah.
What we're saying is there's a huge majority and then there is a small minority. Just like there's 1% and 5% who rule the world and the other 95% who don't rule the world. They work for them. That applies in relationships and love too. There's a group of people that do the same shit over and over again. There's a group of other motherfuckers that are like, I like this game. I'm gonna play.
Yep.
It's a dance that they don't know how to get out of, and it never ends well. Every amazing moment or bad moment started out amazing.
Every one of them.
And I'm gonna say this, I don't know, because my spirit is telling me to. If there are any women listeners out there that are going through things in their marriage, whether it's abusive or just whatever, talk to somebody and get out of it. Because you deserve more for yourself. You deserve more for you deserve better for yourself. No matter what your childhood circumstance was, whatever you want to put up with, trust me, that's not your life or what you are designed to be. So
you deserve more.
Get out of it. You deserve more. I think we can end on that. B, who do we have in our audience?
Let's go look and see who we got in the house. Let's see here.
Shout out I already got a text message from how you throw the military man under the bus. He is under the bus too.
Oh, shout out to my big brother Rodney.
Do it.
Sika, my sister Dwayne Mightley, who's always on. Serena, welcome. She's always here. Fat Nay, I call her Fat Nay Faithful.
We love her. Oh my gosh.
We got Patricia, Miss She Moran. We love you, girl.
That's my sister.
Yes. We got a new one, Fiery Blaze. That must be
fire.
So,
we gotta bring Fire to this show. When I tell you, Fire used to have her own radio show, and Fire knows the who's who. She knows the who's who of the Hollywood on the scene on the night on the night.
Bring her on next week. Let's do it. Let's turn it up.
Oh no, the lady of the evening. We need to bring her.
CJ, bring her on for next week. Let's do it.
She has clients. She had clients. Let me tell you.
Oh, bring her on.
So let me finish. We got Patricia Johnson. We're gonna bring Fire on next week. You do it, CJ.
Yes.
We got Serena. We got Fat Nate. Let's get up in here. We got Miss She. We got Fire. Let's ride. We got you. Sharon Fletcher, always on, been an anchor and helped put this shit in place. Prince, my boy, up north, making shit happen. Sika, we already covered. Patrice Johnson, I think we hollered. Peter Anthony, that's our family. He on there. Pizza. Dave Culver, Floyd Langston, Serena, got him. I mean, it's on and cracking. I don't know if it let me go any further. Let me go right here and see if I can get in. Alicia and Ty, always my family own. Loving and Nani out of Australia and New Zealand. Michelle, Brandy, Caroline. Oh, it's on Caroline. And we got just on Caroline. So, further up, I got Sophia. Who else I got? I got Patricia. I told Patricia. I don't know what. I'm gonna have to, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start doing and acknowledging, because actually yesterday, what I did, and I'm gonna encourage every one of you guys to do it. I went and I bought. Let's see what I got. Tell you what I do. I always got to share something. So I went and I bought cards. I'm not gonna show you my cards because some of y'all might be on here. But what I'm thinking, it's like every week, I'm going to tell you what's really important because of some things that I've been dealing with. And you guys, my family knows what I've been dealing with, a whole lot of stuff. I think it's really important in the time that we get caught up in this angst and the anxiety and this stress and this bullshit, that we stop and learn, and I really was paying attention to this, even going to Jay's, birthday and leaving. I was more, it's like, I know that, that Robin actually hit me up, and I know Jay felt bad about it, and he hit me up again today. And the thing about it is, there's no fallout, anxiety, stress, or anger. I was more excited about being at the door and her knowing I was at the door than me being able to come in. I think it's really important in this space and time of life that we stop and learn how to acknowledge the people that we care about. And it meant more to me that she knew that I showed up than we being able to eat. I can eat. I can buy a restaurant. I'm good. So
me that he couldn't get in.
But I was so cool. I mean, when I tell you, I don't know what's going on with the Don Julio, baby. I've hit like 7 stores. Everybody, Torrance, Don. You can't get Hennessy. You can't get Don Julio. You can't get shit. I have reached out everywhere. Yours is on back order on my end. I tried all 3 stores in Pasadena, did not have it. That's why you didn't get it. You can't get it nowhere. You can't get him. You can't get premium shit nowhere. But my point of the conversation is, and what I want the audience to get, because the reason I acknowledge and we say your names, and I'm going to start doing it throughout the entire show, I'm going to stop specifically, is because I think it's very important to understand the interior of how we actually support, love, and acknowledge each other. And what I did is went and bought cards and I've been texting people. All I want to do is take one day a week. I don't think it takes too much to take an hour to acknowledge people.
It's so beautiful.
Conversation in the sense of it, there's more to this conversation, but however you want to do it. Mine is everybody gets emails, everybody gets texts. When was the last time you got a handwritten letter
Mm-hmm.
from someone, and it's very
From
powerful.
somebody. And so for me, I want every one of you to really receive why CJ calls me on the end and calls Jay on the beginning, because it's really out of honoring each one of you how we do this, to tell you how much we appreciate. We would not, I really wish, and I'll say we, when I say I'm talking about us, so we really wish that this platform could just open up and all y'all could talk with us at the same time. But we are so in love with acknowledging
you're gonna make me cry right now
for being a part of what we're creating, that we believe is so majestic, so magical, so God-spirited. Though we talk a lot of shit, we don't look for justification, validation, or approval. We are all spirited by God. We are not into black, white, Puerto Rican, or Asian. We have our own perceptions of how shit is happening in the world. But it really comes down to just a pure love for each one of you that are here. We aren't looking to blow. I mean, it's organically growing. Because of the ones that are here, you'll see that 90% are here and it continues to expand. But we say it with so much love, so much acknowledgement.
You saying this, I have to say this. Claudia sent me the endearing birthday email about my birthday as a Bible verse. She pulled the Bible verse that matched 9:13, and it brought me to tears. And Claudia is a loyal listener. And she did not have that, and I loved it so much. Ruben showed up for my birthday. All of you have just gone out of your way to Judy to wish me happy birthday, and I appreciate those little things. I really do.
I'm gonna tell you why I got teared up, because my grandmother, when she was alive, she would always say, Chris, why don't you write me? And I was like, Grandma, we not gonna. She's like, I love still getting a handwritten letter. It's just something about it, because it's a tangible way of showing emotion, and you can touch it. You can see how the penmanship is. You can just feel it. Yeah. And for you to just, say it just made me tear up, because I just remember her always saying that she's like, just write me.
It doesn't take that much. It takes, I've been looking at my interior in this crazy time. I identify Erica, Miss Yancey, I identify Jay, you two, and the list is long, so I don't have time to be going through names and shit. But I've literally been in deep thought of how to truly, because of the people that are dying, as you guys know, I have a lot of people dying, a lot of people going through shit. Oh, we all do. But for me, subjectively, it's really, how do you stop over a period of time and just acknowledge? Because once I leave, I don't, in this transition of this body, this temple, I really give a lot of thought to how the spirit continues to live and has infected and affected those that are in my space, and I know that comes as us as one body. I know both of you guys feel the same way, which is why I want to share with the audience that we really appreciate. If I don't mention your name, because it only goes up so far, and we went through an hour and a half, 2 hours of a show. I got the memo. The show was starting at 6:30. I apologize for being a minute late to my two partners and everybody else. There's just a lot of shit going on. But we do this out of just a pure joy and love, not obligation, job, or trying to get likes. We don't give a fuck, and we attract those that I believe the same, because the energy is so pure, it's so authentic, and it's so genuine, that we just love you guys, and we want to appreciate that. And I just want to stand in that space to say that. And so now you can bring your little raggedy ass children back in the room. And I'll have CJ go ahead and really make us all cry with whatever he's going to take us home with. So unless Jay, you have something to add, I'll turn it over to CJ.
I don't have anything to add. Thank you guys. I missed both of you being there. I know why each one of you could not be there, but I know you would have. And even though I felt incomplete, I know you were there in my heart, and I had a great time. Thank you.
I think it's just apropos to just happy birthday to you.
Yes.
Happy birthday to you.
Yes.
Happy birthday to that queen.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Happy birthday. And we love you. To you.
We give
Happy
thanks to
birthday,
God
baby.
for him bringing you into our lives, into this planet, and infecting the entire world with something that would never, ever have altered the state of awareness for the rest of the planet. I love you. CJ loves you. And the world loves you.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Oh, man. Look, we all a crying mess and all this. Well, thank you for joining us on Bring It to the Table, ladies and gentlemen. You know, always, as always, there is leftovers, so make sure that you share them. And we thank you for coming into our world today. So return next Tuesday. We'll see you.
We'll see you. We love you.
See you later.